And a belief in the value of the most optimistic myths is not about denying the truth. Rather, it's about accommodating the truth within a model of the totality that includes a belief in the value of the most optimistic myths. So we accommodate the truth. The truth is, it appears many people are unwilling to give up their belief in the value of pessimistic myths. So this necessitates our discussing pessimistic myths. This is why we talk about pessimistic myths. It's not all about optimism all the time. Because we need to understand what's going on here on this planet before we can decide whether or not we want to do anything about it. So what's going on? Well, we have two major forms of pessimism that I want to talk about. The two major forms of pessimism are atheism and Satanism. Now, including in Satanism anybody who believes in the value of a pessimistic myth. The pessimistic myth is an evil entity rules over the earth. Anybody who believes that, they're in the Satanism category. It doesn't matter whether they think of themselves as heroes who are, observing and obeying the will of the good entity who is going to have final victory over the evil entity and elevate them to a place of divine eternal bliss where they'll be rewarded for all eternity. It doesn't matter whether they believe that or not. If they believe that an evil entity rules over the earth, then they are Satanists, pure and simple. Really. And then atheists, well, now that's a tricky one. Because what is atheism? It just means these people, atheists, do not believe in the value of certain ideas. These certain ideas are not their values. So it tells you what their values are not. It doesn't tell, it's not an affirmative statement to say I'm an atheist. Because it doesn't tell you anything about what their values are. It's sort of just telling you what they're not. Well, I'm not a theist, is what they're saying. An atheist, if they describe themselves, let's suppose an atheist describes themselves as an atheist. What they're telling us is that person is telling us is they do not believe in the value of certain ideas. These certain ideas are not their values. And what do they not believe in? They do not believe in the value of a myth, and the myth is a deity and or deities exist. They don't believe in any of that. Now, I should qualify this by saying there's a lot of diversity in the atheist community, not just because their moniker, atheism, is only telling you what they don't believe and not telling you what, they're not being affirmative about what they do believe. See what I'm saying? They're not being affirmative. They're being actually just telling you, negating the possibility of you believing that they are theists. So since they're not telling us what they believe, and the value of, well, what can we make of this? Well, what we can make of this is this. Atheists exist within context of the totality. Right. The totality exists for that reason. We are part of the totality. Atheists exist within the context of the totality. All right? And in that context, what an atheist is telling you is that they believe in the value of a pessimistic myth. The pessimistic myth is a godless totality exists. So they have no way of knowing whether a godless totality exists. And when they say, well, I don't believe in God, what God? Which one? There's an infinite number, diversity, and variety of possible gods. Because there's an infinite number, diversity, and variety of possible myths. And people could possibly choose to value any one of those myths, or maybe more than one of those myths. Multiple of these myths. So what do you mean by there is no God? It's important to try to get atheists to answer these kind of questions. It helps them to, learn more about themselves. If you want to put your answer down in the comments, that's perfectly fine. It's welcome. I don't know what I'm going to do, whether I'll answer or not, if you put a comment down there. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do until I do it. But lately I haven't been answering very many comments. But that doesn't mean I won't answer yours. If it's important to you, well, I guess you could put some money behind it. Somehow. I need to provide you with a way. I did provide you with a way. There's donation links to where you can send me a donation. And I'm using a fiat currency right now. I don't have any cryptocurrencies. I know everybody's trying to move away from fiat currencies, and they're trying to rebel against the state authorities and all that stuff. That maybe conduct their business in an anonymous manner, but I understand all that about the advantages of cryptocurrencies and stuff like that. It's all very speculative, and I don't want to get caught up in thinking about all that all the time. How do I make more money? How do I make more money off crypto and stuff like that? I don't need to. I can just get other people to give me their money, like I'm trying to get you to do right now, by telling you about my various links in the description to a webpage wherein you can make a donation in the currency of your choice. There's many different currencies listed in the description. So if you found any of this helpful, that's great. You've been generous with your time and energy. Thank you for your generosity. Your generosity is an inspiration. You inspire me. I wish us happiness, good health, and prosperity.